Fortunately, we Bengalis do have a rich cultural heritage of cinema, thanks to many great filmmakers that everyone of us know about.
So, hi Basundhara. Welcome to the Female Gaze by Udanta. It's lovely to have you here. How are you feeling
Same here.
about it?
Great, I'm looking forward to it.
Wonderful. Let's jump into a really fun question. When you were growing up, right, how did you get into films, and like how was the culture of watching films around you? Like what was the environment in?
So my main influence was from my parents, specifically my father. And fortunately, we Bengalis do have a rich cultural heritage of cinema, thanks to many great filmmakers that everyone of us know about. Specifically, I was very influenced by Satyajit Ray films, and those are the films I've grown up watching and rewatched over the years. Rediscovered them as I grew up, because there were many of these films that I didn't understand very well as a child. And among Hindi films, there were Rishikesh Mukherjee films and all those like 70s stuff. I didn't really watch a lot of new films like 90s or 2000s when I was actually growing up, but those things I picked up as an adult. But my education in films has basically started from, Satyajit Ray and Mrinal Sen and all those things.
Best place to start from, I guess.
Yeah.
So, like I think a lot of people would want to know this. Like when you start an account, a film account, and then as you grow it, did your viewing habits change after that?
Yeah, quite a lot. First of all, I started exploring content that I didn't before, which is very good because when you interact with a lot of people coming from different parts of the country, and as you might notice, the page is mainly focused on Indian content. I have also covered few films from Pakistan and Nepal and all these places, so I try to keep it within the subcontinent. So my whole idea was to explore it myself and also tell people that there is a lot of stuff that you still haven't seen within the country or within the subcontinent. So my horizons have expanded in that regard, because previously I was only mostly watching Hollywood and Bollywood. So now I watch a lot of South Indian films, Marathi films, Bengali films are obviously there. And also in terms of viewing habits, I would say I have become more observant of what I'm seeing, and very conscious about the different kinds of small elements that I overlooked before, like even the angle of the camera, or what the frame is covering, or how someone is expressing themselves, or the character development, the screenplay. These used to be very technical things for me, because I didn't have any formal knowledge of films, which I still don't. But in terms of terminologies and knowing what means what, and what is it that one should see when they watch a film, these things I have learned a lot. And I think I'm grateful for that, because only through the page I've been able to gain these insights.
Like movies like Chameli, right? Once Chameli came out, it changed the way courtesans were shown on screen, because right before that they were very there was no realism to how they were depicted. It was always in a very different setting and a different mood. For those films it might have been good, but so how rare do you think it is to have like female characters depicted as they are?
If you look at like 80s or 70s parallel cinema, that time people had already started exploring. But during the 90s, I think the mainstream commercial films again went back into that zone where you have a very ornamental female character who is there just as a love interest, or for song and dance sequences or item numbers or whatever. So it is improving now with films like Piku or Thappad, or whatever is coming up nowadays. Even beyond Bollywood also these things are happening. Like there was a film in Malayalam called The Great Indian Kitchen. So they are trying to show women as they really are, which I think very important it is to not, you don't have to idolize women, but you also should not, you have to portray them as people with flaws, because that's what everyone is, whether you're a man or a woman. So you don't need to put women on a pedestal or demonize them just because they've made some mistakes in life. For which I also think it's important to have more women storytellers, writers, directors, because it is very important. Like you said, we are talking about the female gaze now. So I remember we talked about Chashme Badur, right? Sai
Mm,
Paranjpe's Chashme Badur. I mean, Sai Paranjpe tried to completely debunk this whole quintessential male hero savior kind of. So there are three guys going for the same girl, and there are two like lafanga type of guys,
mm,
and she does not give them any chance to win.
right.
They're always being made fun of. But even after all these years, we are still having all these stalker type of characters,
Mm,
and they are being glorified. So that is something to go back and look upon, because Sai Paranjpe is a very intelligent filmmaker, and you can actually see what she's trying to point out there.
mm.
So I thought it would be good to take this example.
I think comedy is a great genre to explore all these, societal norms in them. And
Hmm.
perfect end to the answer, because the next question is related to comedy. So recently, Ratna Pathak Shah said that she's so blessed that she got to do a lot of comedy that a lot of women during her generation didn't get to do. So how do
Hmm.
you view like the intersection between women doing actual comedic roles, not like romantic comedies, but just in comedic settings, like when women are thrust into, like how do you view that?
Unfortunately, I don't think I have seen many films where
Hmm.
women are given, like uh, meaty comedic roles. There are some actresses I've seen who have gotten comedic roles, but they was not really specifically comedic. Like think of Vidya Balan in Tumhari Sulu or something like
Hmm. Hmm.
that. But it's like it's supposed to be a fun, wholesome film, and
Yeah.
she's a very cheerful, carefree person. So you
Hmm.
get that comedy thing as a bonus. So it's like a rom com sort of.
Yeah.
Uh,
Slice of life, which becomes a little bit comedic.
but I think this bias has always existed, and even if you look at the stand-up comedy front,
Hmm.
people still say that women are not funny.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe it's that prejudice that comes to play even in films. Like I don't know, if someone is writing a character, a funny character, whether it's a lead role or a supporting role, they probably just inherently think of men due to some reason.
Yeah. That's true. I mean,
Hmm.
that's what I think. Other than Maya Sarabhai's character, I think very few come to mind. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So I feel we should dive into some rapid fire, get some
Okay.
recommendations out of
I've
you,
never done this
because
before. Let's see.
yeah, because I mean at Odanta we do recommendations. So and
I've
these
never
will
been
be.
I've never been on Coffee with Karan, so I've never done it.
I feel it's better if whoever isn't on Coffee with Karan.
Okay.
Okay. So very simple one. Basically, your favorite female-led movie that you watched, either Indian, international, whatever.
Favorite female-led movie. In
Hmm.
recent times, I think Thappad is the movie which has impacted me the most.
Okay,
Uh, just because how well written and subtle it was, I loved it.
great. So next is your favorite boss woman character from cinema.
Boss woman character. I think Piku.
Yeah,
She was quite a boss woman. Bossing your father around, it's not easy.
that's true. I agree.
Yeah.
And one director that you would definitely want to spend a day on set with, female, obviously.
Female director spend on set. Uh, yeah, Sai Paranjpe. I don't know
Great
if that
choice.
would if she's not making movies anymore. But
But if you could, yeah, that's fine.
yeah,
Chalo, then thank you so much for giving us this time. That's a wrap on all we have for you. And it was lovely, lovely talking to you.
yeah. Thanks. It was lovely too.